Okay, what's happening, people? Jono here from Fitness Education Online. Welcome to our channel if it's your first time on here. And it's actually a specific series. If you've landed on this video here, I've got a specific series which is all about social media marketing tips for fitness professionals. What I've done is I've gone and sought out the 10 best social media marketing professionals, specifically for fitness professionals in the world, and they're going to give you their top 3 tips in less than 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to shoot over and give them a bit of an introduction in a second. Just before I do that, let me tell you that we've also got another series which is business tips in general. So this one here is all social media marketing. We've got another one which is business based. Now, I've interviewed the same people on both of them because they're very closely related, obviously. So it's the same introduction for both. So if you get to the introduction, you're like, well, hold on, haven't I heard this exact same introduction before? Yes, it has. I've just used the same introduction. You could call it, I don't know whether it's lazy on my behalf or it's just smart or time efficient on my behalf. I like to call it smart and time efficient. You can call it what you want. But anyway, let me introduce this week's guest. What's happening, people? Jono here from Fitness Education Online. Super excited to get into this week's episode, all about social media with a very special guest all the way in the USA, Mr. JR Sears. JR, what can you tell us about social media? What are your 3 best tips?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to give you 5 main tips for sales for when it comes to actually closing the sale from there. So the biggest reason why most people fail to have be able to close people, especially on the first sale, is because they don't really take the time to really understand. They want to get so quick to the message and what they have to offer. And I have a simple formula that is really, really easy to remember. And it is present, future, past, plan. So I'm going to go through each one of those steps in a second, but this is like the gold nugget that I've been doing for absolutely years in many different industries. But if you can remember present, future, past, plan, and follow that framework on every single sales call that you do, you're going to be set up. You're not going to have to worry about what you're going to say on a sales call, but you're going to be able to know exactly what to say, when to say it, how to say it on any call you get with no preparation whatsoever on your sales call. But before I get into that, the first thing that I always want to say is we live in such a digital age when it comes to sales. I do not do a sales call over the phone whatsoever. All my sales call is going to be through video chat, and there's a reason for that. And I don't believe in doing that first initial 10-minute phone call or 15-minute phone call for pre-qualification and then getting them to a longer call, because anytime you got to keep rescheduling, the more chance opportunity that your prospect has to think about why they don't need you. So you need to get really good at pre-qualifying them before they even get on a call. So get rid of the 10, 15-minute phone calls and just go dive in right into the initial strategy, discovery call, whatever it may be, and go full flesh in what you want to offer. Because the thing is, if they're not ready now, they're not going to be ready later. Small percentage of people are going to come back and say, yes, I'm ready to go. You may have some people that are really genuine saying, hey, you know what? I'm serious about it. Give me a couple of days to be able to think about it. But, reality is, if you have a gap, even if it's a day, the chances of you closing that sale is going to be slim to none. You may get a couple, but the higher percentage is going to be a lot less. Okay, so that's why I say when it comes to the 10 to 15-minute calls, the other thing about using video chat via FaceTime or through Zoom or whatever you want to do, the big reason why I do it is because I know I have their attention. It's no different than doing a face-to-face type sale. If you do it over the phone, how many times have you had a salesperson call you and you are either driving, dealing with your kids, watching the dog, or playing on social media on your phone or on your computer, distracted by something else, what's going on the TV? You're going to be distracted by something. It's inevitable. It's in all of us. Even though you want to be there, you're going to be missing the most important things that are coming from that sales rep. So that's if you're going to do it over the phone or anywhere else. If you're going to be doing a sales call, make sure you do it face-to-face, whether it's going to be in person or whether it's going to be through a video chat, because you want to know that they're actually paying attention. I want to know that I'm getting those head bobs, that they're listening, that they're writing down, that they're taking notes, that they're hearing what I have to say. Because if I see them distracted, I will stop talking and I'll say, hey, you know what? Did you hear what I said? Do you have any questions? Just to try to get them back to what the points that I was making, because I don't want them to miss the value that I have to offer. And I want to make sure that they're in tune with what I'm saying. So turn your phone conversations, your sales calls, to one sales call, pre-qualifying them before you even get on the call with them through DMs. Because either way, you had to pre-qualify them to get on the 10-minute call, whether it's going to be in a DMs or something else. So if you're doing that time and energy there, just do the same amount of work on that DM to get them onto your phone call, even if it's through text message or referral, whatever it may be. but I will not get on a sales call unless they're already pre-qualified, ready to buy, or ready to know more about my information if I think they're pre-qualified for it. So do that, get rid of that, switch them to video chat. And then the other thing is focus on that present, future, past plan framework. And I'm going to go through that really quick so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. But before you get into that 4-step framework, the first thing that you always want to do is set up the expectations on the call. So the first question I always ask on every single sales call is, hey, you know what? I'm excited to be on this call with you and learn more about you. And today, what I want you to know is we're going to be talking about a little bit more about where you're at in your business, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and the things that are stopping you and holding you back from getting where you want to go. But if we are able to create a plan that is going to help you get to the destination that you want to go to, are you able to make a decision today? That last phrase is the most important thing on any sales call. If we are able to create a plan for you today, are you in a spot to make a decision? Because what that's ultimately doing, it's setting up the 2 biggest objections that anyone's going to give you at the end of the call. And you're setting it up in the beginning. They're either going to say, oh yeah, I'm ready to make a decision, or no, I really don't make a decision on a spot because I got to have my spouse with me, or I got to have my partner with me, or I got to be able to speak with this, or I just don't have the funds. You are now able to set up that conversation going forward based off what they just said. So if they say, well, I really don't make a decision on the spot because I want to make sure I either want time to think about it or I need to have my spouse be like, hey, perfect. Before we go any further, I don't really want to waste your time or my time, but can we reschedule this call so your spouse can be on it? That way, both of you guys can ask questions and we can answer them at the same time. That way, all of us are on the same page, because you're working with your partner is probably just as important as working with just me and you, because you're going to go back to them and make the decisions together as well. So it's a joint venture. And usually I will just reschedule it and I won't even continue the conversation from there. So because I set up that objection correctly. If they say, I'm just not in a place financially to be able to do it, but I want to hear what you have to say anyways, so that way I can decide later on when I am ready. I can decide at that point if I want to give them all the information, or if I want to just say, hey, you know what? Why don't you wait until you're in a better place financially, and then we'll reschedule at that time. How valuable is your time that you want to spend with that sales call? Because you have to understand, if you're a coach or if you have a product or service that you truly love and believe in, your time is super valuable. And you want to make sure that every person that you speak to is worth a dollar amount, but that your time is valuable itself, and you want to waste as much as you can. So that first question, the expectations question, is the most important thing that you do on any sales call, is setting up the calls so they know what to expect, but also asking them, if we can create a plan that can help you get to the destination where you want to go, are you in a place to make a decision today? Okay, so after you do that, then you're going to go into the present, future, past plan model. Okay, present, where are you at now in your business? What are you doing now? What are your products and services? What does your systems look like? What does your whole model look like? And they're going to tell you as much about their business as they want to. I have some people that go on forever that talk about it because they're excited about talking about themselves and what they've been able to achieve. So once you do that, then you're going to say, hey, you know what? You told me exactly where you're at now. And one thing that you want to be really careful too is, I always or to make sure of, is to always repeat back what they're saying. Like, not everything, but touch points. So they say that they're at this place making this much money, there's this many clients, or this is things that they love and this is things that they don't enjoy. Write those down, take notes. And so that way, when you can pre-frame before you get into the future and all the other stuff, you say, hey, you know what? You're telling me that you're at this place in your life, or you're this place in your business, you're making this much money, and this is how many clients you have. It shows them that you value them as a person and a human being, and that you're actually listening to them. So repeat and validate what they're actually saying. And I learned that from my wife. So my wife always likes to be validated, and it's the one thing I fail most in life, is validating her on everything. So I was like, oh, you know what? If my wife wants to be validated, so does my customers. They probably want to be validated. So validate what they're saying, what they want, and where they're at now. After you understand where they're at, then go into the future. I'm always big about knowing the destination of where they want to go. So give them a roadmap and have them paint that picture for you of where they want to go. So if they're in this place right now, figure out the directions it's going to take from getting to this one of the country to the other end of the country, and plan that roadmap for them. But get a good picture of where do they want to go. So that way, when you're creating your plan, you know exactly how to fix it and lay that out for them. So that way you can paint the picture to give them a clear path to what they want to achieve. So understand where they want to go. And again, validate, repeat, so that way they know that you're listening to what they have to say. The other thing, so you have the present, the future, the past. The past is going to be all the roadblocks. What are the things stopping them from getting to where they want to go? What are the things that are hindering them to be able to achieve the results that they're getting. Have them talk about it. Where are they struggling with most, and try to make them not hold back. So whether it's going to be mindset, make them say mindset. If it's time management, make them say time management. And the funny thing is, majority of the people that I talk to that don't get the results that they want, it's usually because of time management. I just don't have enough time in the day. I just don't know how to balance life and family. I just don't have enough time in the day to get done with my projects and to be able to focus on building my business. And that is like the number one thing. If you're an entrepreneur and you're listening to this and you never read the Perfect Day Formula by Craig Ballantyne, that is going to be a game changer for you. Go to Amazon, buy it. I'm not an affiliate marketer of it. It is something that I've listened to. He was one of my coaches at one time, but his Perfect Day Formula and his system is amazing. And it will change your life. So go ahead and check that out. But learning how to script your day, time management, and do that, but understanding the roadblocks. What are the things that are keeping them from wanting to get to the destination? And then the last part is going to be the plan. Now, this is after you have recognized where they're at, where they want to go, the things stopping them. Now you get the permission to talk about your plan of what you can do to help them get to the destination where they want to go. And make sure when you're doing this, you don't just follow a script about your plan and your regular sales pitch, but you're tailoring that sales pitch to what they actually said. Because if someone's saying that, I got to lose 20 pounds, but, I'm really not here to lose 20 pounds. I really just want to get off medications. And you're completely focused and tuned in about helping them lose 20 pounds. You're going to completely lose them. But listening to what they said of what they want to achieve is just getting off medication. That should be part of the plan and your discussion of what you want to do. So set the expectations first, then talk about the present, then talk about the future, where they want to go, then talk about the past, all the roadblocks that are keeping them from getting to the destination. And then now you got permission to talk about the plan and your offers and what you want to do moving forward. And if it makes sense for the both of you guys, then you guys can decide if you guys can move forward and move forward with that transaction.
All right. Awesome tips, JR. Thank you very much. Let us know if we want to follow you, if we want to hear more about you, where do we go?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on your show. And honestly, the best way that someone can reach me is through Facebook. So finding me at JR Spear, shoot me a private message, send me a friend request, join my personal page or even my Facebook group. My Facebook group is actually called FitPro Funnels. I mainly work with coaches, help them gain more authority online and get higher quality leads using the different strategies that I taught on your show, and going a little bit more in depth with that. But that's going to be the best way to be able to contact me. I don't want to sell anything on here because I want to gain real quality connections with anyone in your audience that's listening to this. So even if they come to my page or they come to my group, they're not going to get a sales pitch right off the bat. I'm going to want to engage and learn a little bit more about who they are before I even know that they would be a good fit for my program, but also that there's a good connection there. So I tell all my audience all the time, and or all my clients, saying you need to show up every single day in every conversation you have with a heart to help and a heart to serve. And when you do that and you don't lead with making people feel like a transaction, your business will naturally grow. So if they want to be able to find me through Facebook at JR Spear, or look up my Facebook group at FitPro Funnels and shoot us a request to be able to join it as a private exclusive group. So we have to be able to let you in there to make sure that you're a good fit. But shoot us a request. We'd love to have you, and I'd love to engage with you in more conversation.
So that's it for today's episode. I would love to invite you into the Fitness Education Online Community Facebook group if you're not in there already. It's a free Facebook group. There's thousands of trainers in there. We all share tips and ideas. Everyone's super supportive. And that's really what we do at Fitness Education Online. So I'll see you in there.